Good evening from Philadelphia. I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, they love Rocky and stories of redemption here in Philadelphia. Right now, the Sixers with a brand new outlook.
And with this town just winning the 2018 Super Bowl, they've been darned with a new nickname, Titletown USA. Maybe an NBA championship on the horizon?
Something tells me they're tired of watching the same video of Dr. J on the parade float. Won by Utah. Rudy Gobert returns last year. The Jazz go on their run. Jay, how reliant is Utah on the Frenchman?
I would say pretty heavily, considering he's the reigning NBA Defensive Player of the Year. This team has to win it on the defensive end. That is the mentality of the Utah Jazz.
Utah ball. Conley. To Gobert. Nothing going here on that drive. And he throws it down. Rudy Gobert with the slam.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size. But in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Tough make through traffic.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Down low for Udo. Shot from the lane won't go. The follow won't go either. To Horford. And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk.
You never want to leave anything to chance when you attack the rim. You finish strong every time you head home.
Across the timeline, it's Conley. Trailing by 4. Here's a chance from long range. Can't go down. Smothering defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Oh, Ben Simmons. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Al Horford able to recover with the block.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Tobias Harris above the rim. Feed the big fella. Point to the passer.
So good when you get everybody involved, in particular your bigs. You get them going, they'll run the court faster, and guess what? They'll set harder screens because they're actually in the game.
And stuffs it down.
This comes down to great execution both on the offensive and defensive end of the floor. Let's see if they can carry this into the second quarter.
Now whistle and a timeout for Utah as they'll talk things over here in the first quarter. To Conley. Rebound cleared by Philly. To Richardson. To Simmons. Fires the 3. Not a good shot there as he misses it. To Conley. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Stuffs it down with authority.
And if you're on defense on that last possession, no need to look over to the coach's bench, hold up your arms, wonder what did you do. Everybody got back, everybody communicated, everybody pointed. It was just better offense than it was defense.
Great defense there, forcing the pickup. Not that time. To Simmons. Oh, Ben Simmons. 3 for 4. Good start.
So many times you can tell if a player is going to finish before he even gets to the rim. Did you see that look on his face? That was a look of a three-point play. You always going in thinking you can get more at the rim.
Knocks it down from mid-range.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Nothing going here on that drive. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Ben Simmons at the line for a chance at a three-point play. 56% for his career. Simmons converts the three-point play. The Sixers increase the lead. Donovan Mitchell with the rock. To Conley. A bad pass as the Sixers come up with the steal.
Why not? Let's keep the crowd in it.
Embiid to Simmons. Sixers finally break through. 52 wins last year. But, Jay, where do they factor in a top-heavy Atlantic division?
I still see this team finishing on the outside looking in. What I mean by outside is the 2 or 3 spot. I think this is Boston's division to lose, Boston's conference to lose. But still, the question mark still is around Ben Simmons and his ability to shoot the ball down the stretch.
Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him.
You see, this is something that everybody has, but some people choose to use it or not. I'm glad you choose to use effort on getting around those screens.
Now a steal by Philly. To Tobias Harris. Beyond the arc for 3. His first effort off the mark. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Had a difficult first quarter. Couldn't really find his rhythm, but you got 3 more left to play.
Donovan Mitchell with the rock. To Davis. Joel Embiid. Tips it.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Joel Embiid. Huge block. They'll recover. 4 to shoot. From the outside, no good. Richardson. Yes. Give the advantage to the shooter.
Not everybody possesses this power, but wow, what court awareness.
Conley into the front court. Down a bundle. Joel Embiid swats it. That's his 3rd block this evening. That's out. Last touch by Josh Richardson. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor.
Number 22, Thabo Sefolosha.
Straight on 3. At the buzzer. 3 at the buzzer is good. And a fitting close to this one. They're right back in it after 1 quarter of play. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the 2nd quarter.
Everyone gets free pizza. Philadelphia.
Utah's got it. Now a pass stolen by the Sixers.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
Josh Richardson, 3 for 3 in this first half.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
In a flash, scores at the rim.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Simmons to Embiid. Rudy Gobert rejects it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Won't go. The follow won't go either. Simmons with it. Minute gone by in this second quarter. To Tobias Harris. For 3, they snuffed it out. Tobias Harris missed it.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
It's Jazz ball. Surveys the floor. Conley. That's out. Last touch by Mike Conley. Looks like some substitutions are coming on in.
Number 17.
Jay, what's the next step for Ben Simmons?
MVP, Ed. To win the MVP. But perception is reality. And I've been hearing this stuff from a lot of people who have been watching Ben Simmons show out this past summer on IG. Ben Simmons needs to get back to the lab, stay in the gym, continue to work on that jump shot, because this is still a team that lost 1-4 to the Celtics without Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward.
Mike Conley. He's now 4 for 6.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Count the bucket for 2.
I know this for a fact, Ed. Ben Simmons wanted to channel his inner Bill Russell during the NBA awards as he stood up on that stage accepting that Rookie of the Year trophy, looking down at all the people that hated on him and didn't think that after a year of being injured that he can come back and be the one that everybody thought he could be. One of only 7 players in NBA history to lead his team to 50-plus wins while accepting the Rookie of the Year trophy.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
To Conley. Here comes the screen. Conley to Davis. Joel Embiid snatching it out of the air. 4th this contest. Goes to the right side. Josh Richardson. That's off the side of the rim. Short. Down low for Gobert. Flushes it home.
I mean, defense, is it that easy? Can I see some reaction after somebody gets an easy dunk? Some yelling, some kind of emotion? I need you to get involved back in this ball game.
Oh, he had it. To Conley. Joel Embiid. Oh, that's out.
Out of here. It always looks cool, but guess what? You're still on D. Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Joe Ingles. Count it. No and 1. There was some contact there.
And did you see the lift on the shot? Did you see the ball released off the hand? To be able to have the concentration to finish with such a feathery touch in the midst of contact, that's something special to watch.
Mitchell with it up top. His guys down big. Knocked loose. Richardson. Message received. Well defended.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
To Gobert. Wide open look, won't go. Richardson to Horford. 4-3. He engulfed him that time. Mitchell with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. Joel Embiid sends it away. Incredible. 6 tonight. Fires the three.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
Rudy.
Oh, and he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, that was impressive.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Richardson. Trying to cash in. The shot by Simmons won't go down. To Gobert. Joel Embiid with the block. Make that 7.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Offensive board. And the rebound taken in by the Jazz. Mitchell with it up top. Trailing by 11. The screen sets him up for 2.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Shot from the lane won't go.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking away the lane.
Nice pass to set things up.
This game is so mental. Trust me. Some nights you get poor effort defensively, you can't make any shots, then you see the ball go in, boom, switch turned on.
Mitchell on the drive, but he can't finish. Just inside the arc. At the buzzer. It's good. At the buzzer. Nice finish and more cash in the bank as we hit the break. That's it for the first half. The 76ers have the lead.
Thanks, Ed. The 76ers are feeling comfortable at the halfway mark. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaking. The Jazz are down at halftime and in need of some momentum.
Of course, they still have 2 quarters to turn things around, but it won't happen without making some adjustments.
Have a look at the leading scorers. For the Utah Jazz,
Game track. Defense.
the Philadelphia 76ers
Are using defense to create offense, and it's coming off blocks and steals. They're putting in work on both ends of the court.
Player of the half.
Joel Embiid was a pickpocket in the first half, getting all kinds of steals. I'm interested to see if he can keep it up in the second half.
Who was cold?
Forget Cole. This guy will be happy to be lukewarm at this point. He can't seem to get anything going.
Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
Simmons into the front court. The lead stands at 9. Josh Richardson smothering D.
Notice that the defense isn't giving him as much space anymore. They're crowding him every time he catches the ball and really getting into his legs defensively.
That's out. Last touch by Al Horford. Conley. Shot for Mitchell won't go. Horford gets it in the right corner. That's out of bounds. Last touch by a Sixer. Conley. Mitchell buries it on the catch and shoot.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose the dagger with the 3.
Right down Broadway, 4-2.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Jazz have the ball. Conley. And a chance coming up at the line.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Ben Simmons at the line for 2 shots. He's perfect from the line so far. And he connects on the first free throw. Can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. Conley into the front court. His guys down by 9. Going to launch beyond the arc. Gets it to go. Coach cannot be happy with that closeout.
It just seems like everybody's getting more touches. I'm not saying who, but it seemed like the ball stopped in a certain player's hands, which forced the defense to become stagnant.
And the rebound taken down by the Jazz. Utah with the possession. Here comes the screen. Takes stock of the floor. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. To Richardson. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. And Josh Richardson, tough make there. Knocks it down with the defender all over him.
I mean, does he have eyes in the back of his head or what? I get paid money to watch and study this game daily. Even I didn't see that angle. Oh.
Deep 2 there, won't go. Conley. Almost unlucky bounce. Richardson. Offensive ball and a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
Utah ball. A bad pass as the Sixers come up with the steal. To Richardson, has a look. He connects, had all the time in the world. Too easy.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
To Conley. Gobert. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Epe Udoh trying to cash in on a three-point play. For his career, 72%. Missed the foul shot. It's Cephalosha with the rebound. Across the timeline, it's Conley. His guys down 11. Joel Embiid pins it. 8 now.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Ben Simmons at the line for a chance at a three-point play, shooting 66% in this contest. Simmons converts the three-point play. The Sixers increase the lead. Jazz will take a timeout as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter.
Refrain from any flag photography during the game. Thank you for your cooperation.
Conley to Gobert. To Conley, Joe Ingles.
2 minutes left in the third quarter.
Joel Embiid able to recover with the block. 9 blocks. Simmons to Richardson from long range. And Josh Richardson, zero hesitation on that one. Buries the 3.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Taken by the Sixers. Richardson lets it fly from long range. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Here's a chance from long range. Oh, knocks it down from 3.
This is a game of ways. As a defense, you have to recognize that they come and they go. That will not be the case all the time moving forward.
Conley shot off the mark. To Richardson. Fires the 3. Oh, that's how it's done.
Man, you making people dance out there? I see you with the footwork.
Now whistle and a timeout for Utah as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor.
Stepping in for the Philadelphia 76ers, number 42, Al Horford.
To Joe Ingles. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Simmons to Richardson. Beyond the arc for three. Josh Richardson is going to get a chance at three here. For his career, 78% at the line. Nope, first one does not go. Second and three is good. Mitchell with the basketball. Down a bundle. Ed Davis.
That's you, that's you.
Short jumper off the mark.
I'm here. I got ball.
For three. Off the iron. No good. Nice finish at the rim.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
For three. That misses with 3 seconds left. He'll let one fly from half court. That's the end of the third quarter. And a great start for the 76ers. It's Utah basketball as we begin the fourth quarter, and they've really had very little go right for them on either end of the floor.
Remember that old line, your attitude determines your altitude? Well, when you see dejected faces on the sideline, that poor body language gave you an impression that they had no chance to win this game.
Joel Embiid tips it. It's been a brick wall. 10 blocks on the night.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Fires the three. That's good D. Shot no good.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Mike Scott. Huge block.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Going to launch beyond the arc. Utah's got it. Conley to Joe Ingles. Short jumper won't fall. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. Conley into the front court. His guys down big. They'll get it down to Davis. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down. From long range. That's off the side of the rim. Short. Conley into the front court. He'll run the offense. Joe Ingles to Davis. Down low. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
And when plays like that happen with multiple players touching the ball, the basketball gods will 100% reward you.
Joel Embiid. He's 3 for 7.
You know, it reminds me of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Give him 2 points. High percentage.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Jazz will take a timeout as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor.
Entering the game for Philadelphia, number 9, Kyle.
Tough make through traffic.
Defenders had no chance on that one. That's why we call it the elite tier.
Has a chance. Rebounds taken by Udo. Mitchell with it up top. Looking to make something happen. And the defender over pursues, and he's called for it.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
To Joe Ingles. Shot from the lane won't go. Lets it fly from long range. Well defended. Joe Ingles. Trying to cash in. Wide open look won't go.
Just seems like there's lead in the feet of the defenders. You have to bounce quicker to the ball to deter that shot.
Has a look. Gets a look. Can't hit. Donovan Mitchell with the rock. To Joe Ingles. Sixers have it. Short jumper misses. Has a chance. Off the mark. He's made those before, but that was well defended. Here's a chance from long range. Shot off the mark. Good defense. And finishes strong.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream, do something. Get yourself emotionally involved in the game.
Fires the three. Not going down here. Mitchell with the basketball. Trailing by 15. Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket.
But most importantly, you have to keep the ball moving. Maybe run some floppy sets, some horn sets. Raise those bigs up, which open up the lane, and let them be the passers to make plays easier for the guards.
New blood coming in for both sides. To Horford. Beyond the arc for three. Great defense, forcing the miss.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
The drive, right to the basket. Joel Embiid swats it. Make that 11. For three, yes. Or in the case of the defense, not good.
And your big is the one making that happen. Every time he's involved in a PNR, he's slipping it, forcing that guy from the weak side to come down and help. Quick skip passes equal threes in the bank.
It's Jazz ball. Runner here won't go. Here's Simmons with it up top. His team leads it by 10. Not done yet. To Tobias Harris. Fine to shoot. 4-3. They snuffed it out. Tobias Harris missed it. Mitchell with it up top. His guys trail by 10. Fires the three. It's Embiid with the rebound.
The game is won in the details. The team who has the most attention to the minutia is a team that wins the ball game. And from the beginning of this game, this team has been mentally engaged. I know the season's a long year, but when you come mentally engaged and you have attention to detail, whew, that's a scary thing to watch.
Mitchell with the basketball. The deficit now up to a dozen. A lot of contact. Shots no good and no foul. Going to launch beyond the arc. And a put-back slam. Now whistle and a timeout for Utah. They're down big in this fourth quarter. And a chance here to empty their bench. mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Conley. And he can't get it to go down. It's no good. Deep three at the buzzer. The Sixers are victorious as they win this one handily. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The 76ers got themselves a win here today. And more often than not, they were hitting the three when they popped from long range. Winning gets a lot easier when you're adding so many points to the scoreboard, 3 at a time. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Philadelphia 76ers. The Jazz
Just couldn't get within striking distance toward the end of the game.
And even though some of them smiled and shook hands with the other guys after the game, you could tell by the way they headed to the tunnels how disappointed they were about this loss. Check out the leading scores for the Utah Jazz.
Game stats. Player of the game.
Joel Embiid gets the award for the most obvious reason, and that's his scoring output. He couldn't be stopped, and it was incredible to watch.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show.
Here are the top 3 plays from the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
Check out the upcoming games for the Philadelphia 76ers. And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.